One of the greatest boons the advent of the cd-rom brought to the world of PC and console video games was the introduction of literally CD-quality audio, not just music but voice acting as well. Characters could now speak for themselves, give narration, have conversations, and even leave messages for each other or you the player. These messages would come to be known as audiologs, and in recent years they've enjoyed something of a renaissance. Although there hasn't been a particularly good history written about audiologs, many would argue their first appearance was in the PC game System Shock in 1994. Called log discs, these recordings of various members of a space station's crew were scattered through and out the various levels, giving the player piecemeal accounts of prior events. This narrative element was retained not only by the game's direct sequel, System Shock 2, in 1999, but also in its spiritual sequel, Bioshock, in 2007. Although the System Shock games were not commercial successes, Bioshock was, thus setting off a trend of audiologs being integrated into several other titles of around that same time, including Dead Space Extraction, which made clever use of the Wii's internal remote speaker for audiolog playback, Halo 3 ODST, whose tangential audiolog narrative about a civilian girl's trials and tribulations during an alien invasion gave greater depth to the already rich Halo universe, even if it still didn't fully justify the game's higher-than-promised price tag, and Fragile Dreams, Farewell Ruins of the Moon, where common, everyday household objects can convey the final thoughts and feelings of witnesses to an enigmatic apocalypse. Audiologs rarely, if ever, contain information that is actually relevant to the plot of the game, such as the location of a key item, the code for a locked door, or a strategy for defeating the last boss. As such, they're ultimately self-serving, and taking the time to locate all of them in the course of a playthrough is more about bragging rights than anything else. To their credit, they provide a new layer of depth to a game's environment and lend greater credibility to the feelings of immersion the player experiences. After all, what's the point of saving the world if you don't care about said world? And by extension, and most importantly, the people who live there. Or at least did live there. Before the zombies attacked. All hell broke loose. The demons invaded, the aliens came, the bombs went off. Yeah.